This is Mtmb on location. And today we are in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, at the offices of veliq. And this afternoon I had conversations with two people, Philip Winthrop of the Enterprise Mobility Foundation and Russel Fry of SAP.
At SAP, I'm part of the Global Mobile Solutions Center of Excellence team. And within that team, we have different responsibilities. I take a view of AFARIA, our mobile device management, security, and governance utility, and look for ways to expand its market opportunity.
Could you sort of picture the big challenges that you are facing in getting the plumbing right?
The big challenges for the plumbing really has to do with, for me, is audience segmentation. And what I mean by audience is within an realm of enterprise mobility, I can think about three different people. I can think about my employees within the four walls of my business, so to speak. I can think about my partner and channel community and my suppliers and how I create relationships with them. And then lastly, I can think about my end customers or my customers' end customers, a consumer type play. And how do I create conveniences for them through the use of mobility. So when we look at veliq and how you have been able to use your portal and use the cloud to create those relationships not only with your partners, but your partners' partners. Yeah. It's a very unique architecture and something that's very appealing for someone like me at SAP as I look at the global need to spread this type of technology around. It's an accelerant. It really reduces the friction and adds a speed to market element. And I can't believe I'm saying speed to market because it's been about 20 years since about the year 2000 or 12 years or so since the year 2000 where that became very key. But some of the things that veliq is working on, the mobile integrated cloud, and this day and age, that speed to market component is important again.
Is there a difference in the way companies go shopping?
Very interesting, very interesting. We're seeing a democratization of the shopping. You know, the end user really determining what he or she needs and configuring their environment to best suit their job and the way that they work. And we saw this also in the hardware space and the consumption of IT, the consumerization of IT, and folks bringing in their own device, folks bringing in their own laptops and working on them. In terms of SAP enabling an end-user created application, those tools are available today. SAP Imagineering has worked on a number of different initiatives, which I can't talk about, but you'll be rolling out and see as we begin to release some new things this year and next year to allow for that. But I think the next big thing, which is what you are asking for, is how do you deal with big data and how do you deal with that in an on-demand real-time world? And that's what we're positioning our mobile platform to be able to deal with, to be able to interpret cloud data, to be able to interpret core data, and collect information from the field and push information out. We're seeing financial services companies like credit card clearinghouses looking at receipts from restaurants and measuring the delta of the total bill versus the tip, and how that tip percentage varies from night to hour to be an indicator for what restaurant is hot right now. So entirely new ways of thinking and how to take this real-time data that if you're walking down the street, you may all of a sudden get an alert in your application, your phone, well, the chef must be in town, or the service staff must be really on tonight.
The way you fulfill your job, is that a new approach within SAP? Is that new? The way you look at, you deal with it?
I think what's interesting about mobility at SAP is that it's forcing a complete re-examination of some of the more traditional SAP elements. And what I mean by that, with all due respect, is that we have one of the most fantastic back-end cores that exists on the planet today in terms of reliability, scalability, and extensively. What we have not been necessarily primarily focused on in the past has been the end user and creating a user-centric experience. And in the world of mobility, the way that we have to think is user first. We can't really afford to lose them or create senses of vertigo as they navigate through very small screens or use their fingers to go through a structured business process. We need to be thinking about who they are, we need to be thinking about where they are so they can get to the exact core of what our business process is trying to do in mobility.
What are the great challenges ahead in the next 6 months?
I'm back to speed to market issues in terms of concern, and it's not necessarily getting my product out there as quickly as I'd want, although I think we do a great job with getting new features and benefits out. We've had a tremendous second half of 2011 for Afaria and have a great pipeline of releases in 2012. But I think we can do better in terms of communicating to our partners, communicating to our customers in terms of what the power of this platform is.
Well, thank you very much for this interview. And I hope to see you again.
Please, anytime.
Have another update.
Please, anytime. Thank you very much.
This was Mtmb TV. See you next time.